Welcome to the U.S. Essential Business Podcast, Episode 9. In this episode, we're going to go to Eastern Michigan and we're going to talk to Mr. Ted Lucia. Now, Ted is the owner of Lucia Landscaping. She has close to 100 employees and covers a good portion of the eastern half of Michigan. They have been in a growth pattern for the past several years, but to start off this year, as COVID-19 hit, the entire state of Michigan was shut down, including landscaping. So, what was it that Ted and his crew were able to do during this downtime? How did they take advantage of it? And how are they emerging from it? We're going to also learn some good lessons from a business point of view from Ted as to how they continue to grow. And hopefully, there'll be a nugget or two in here that we can enjoy. So, at this time, let us go to Mr. Ted Lucia of Lucia Landscaping. Hey, Ted, good to see you via Zoom. Welcome to the U.S. Essential Business Podcast. How are you today?
Good, thanks, Craig. Appreciate that.
Yeah, good to have you. Let's talk a little bit about your business before we get into the essential business part of it. How long have you been in business and how did you get started in the landscaping business?
Yeah, so been in the business for a little over 20 years and got in it as a teenager and really just kind of got started with cutting lawns with my brothers and started off cutting the neighbor's lawn and then another neighbor's lawn and then, a neighbor a block away and kept it going through college, wanted to be able to pay for school and went through schooling, finance degree, and just really loved percentages and percentage growth and like the growth of our landscape company. So I decided to continue it. And so here we are today. Just keep going.
Well, let's talk about your growth. So it's just you and your brothers, and now what does your company consist of? How many employees do you have?
Yeah, so we average between 75 and 85 employees, and we're growing on average about 20% plus per year. In the winter, we actually employ even more people because we run a pretty large snow operation. A lot of people, but a lot of great people.
Oh, that's fantastic. And what's your geography, Ted?
So mainly we cover Metro Detroit, and that includes our landscape maintenance services. We do expand a little bit out of there for our installation or design build. And then also we have a lot of lighting and irrigation contracts, and we expand as far as Northern Ohio for those contracts.
Wow, that's bigger than what I thought you guys were. That's incredible. So congratulations on the growth and employing so many people and going off into other avenues that are tied into your landscaping business. When the stay-at-home order was initially given by the governor, that included landscaping, so it wasn't considered an essential business. But the last couple of weeks, that's been changed. Why do you feel that landscaping is indeed an essential business?
Yeah, it's a good question. So nationally, we were considered an essential business, but the governor didn't deem us essential initially. And, obviously it is an essential business. And the reason it is essential is because the services that we offer, including lawn maintenance. And lawn maintenance is by far an essential business because we have to maintain people's properties. Otherwise, they get completely unruly and cause, hazardous and safety concerns. That can range from, long grass, which, houses rodents, trash, and other things. It goes on and on to other areas that, we service on a routine basis.
That's amazing. Yeah, you think of the blight, and like you said, some other unwanted side effects of not keeping your lawn maintained. And especially, I'm thinking with your job, you've got some bigger properties where it would really be exacerbated. Now, what were you able to do during that time off when you would have normally been out starting your spring season and you were told to shelter in place? Did that allow you some time to do some things you wanted to do for your business?
Yeah, so, being in our business, it's a very fast-paced environment. It's always been fast-paced. And we're, a quick changing, quick adapting company. And we've always been like that. And I think that experience alone has really helped us because when we had this time period off where we weren't able to work, we had to adapt very quickly. We had to make a lot of changes and make them quick. And we were, we weren't as excited to do that at the time. However, the changes we made were very impactful and really helped us out. And some of those changes, included proactive sales approach. We really got with our high-end clientele and communicated regularly with them. We pushed some services that we thought we could sell at that time. And we also pushed some services that, we were a little uncertain of. And we actually had in specific departments, we had much success with that. Other departments were a little weaker during that time period, but we're also starting to see those estimates and services that we were trying to sell during that time period. Now that we're working again, we're seeing those come in. So the effects that were had over the last month or so have been great. I mean, the results are awesome.
Fantastic. Maybe a little blessing in disguise there for you, but it shows at least taking a proactive approach versus resting on your laurels and using it as a vacation period, which you guys obviously didn't do.
Correct. Yeah.
Now, when we think of landscapers, at least when I think of landscapers, I don't think of them, let's compare it like to meatpacking plants where people are over each other. I see social distancing kind of as a natural thing that you guys have always done. But because of the nature of your business, were there any additional precautions that you had to take to protect your workers or that you're taking even now?
Yeah, I mean, we really rethought our operations. I mean, we've learned so much over the years. We've written playbooks, operations playbooks, procedures, you name it, we've done it. But just like everyone else during this time period, we kind of had to change the rules of the game. And so we implemented a lot of new procedures from the moment our employees clock in to creating wash stations outside of our facility so they could wash their hands when they got to our facility, to implementing new training procedures on social distancing, including videos. We've been creating a lot of 2-minute to 30-minute training videos and texting those out to our guys to watch before they come into work or even during work hours, so that they can be trained on new procedures. We've done a lot of training outside our shop, 6 feet apart. And, we've kind of created a whole new playbook based on this coronavirus.
Now that is amazing and impressive. You guys have obviously put a lot of time and money into making sure that you're taking care of your employees, which hats off to you. It's very commendable. Do you see this as a moment in history where moving forward, whatever that new normal might be, we use that expression a lot, any permanent changes to your business or landscaping in general?
Yeah, I think this is actually, we're using this whole moment as a good learning experience. Unfortunately, there's losers in this, and then there's also, on the positive side, there's winners. And we decided from the beginning of this, we want to be a winner. And how do we get there? And that's our biggest thing. So there's a lot of key takeaways on this. I had a large company meeting yesterday on Zoom, and we went through many of our takeaways from this. And there's a lot of good positive things. One thing that I'll mention is that on at our office, we have a 3-year vision wall. And on that wall, one of our goals is to create another location, hopefully in Michigan, for our company. And, really this whole downtime and this whole, pandemic has created a lot of great tools for us. We've created new processes. We've done onboarding virtually, which we had never done previously. We've implemented a lot of new systems that will really just help us create our next location in the future and show us the ways that we can do that by just having this crisis, unfortunately. So we're trying to use that as a cool tool. The Zoom calls, the virtual hiring, the new training, all these tools we plan on using in the future, and we think it will create a more efficient company down the road.
That is very impressive. You guys are obviously thinking forward, and that's great. And thinking too, just a little side question, wasn't one that we planned ahead of time, but regarding the environment that we're in with Michigan, obviously automotive is shut down. We could use the term depression in this state if you base it simply off of the numbers. Uh, Being that you're a company that's looking forward, are you able to use this time to find some really special people out there that are available in the marketplace that maybe wouldn't have been before this started?
Yeah, we've been focusing on that. Obviously, you do a lot of training in your life and a lot of learning, and there's been some special people in my life, including like my uncle, that have helped me progress. And they've shown me that, hey, take advantage of a time and use it as an opportunity when you have a bad economy. And so we're using that time. We've been searching for some great employees that we otherwise would have a much harder time finding, and we've started to find those. We're working on recruiting daily. We hired a couple more people in yesterday, and we're almost hiring on a daily basis at this point, just due to demand. So it's really been a special time period for us, and we're just trying to remember all the things that we've been taught.
That is awesome. Well, it's so encouraging to hear that there are people out there looking for other good people, and maybe if someone's watching this and they're looking for a job, reach out to you. We'll include your number in the show notes, and maybe you could find some other people as a result of that. Well, thank you so much, Ted, for getting on our show. We really appreciate all that you're doing, not only to keep your employees going, but really in the state of Michigan, just to see somebody that's blooming and thriving and being able to move forward with a very forward-thinking vision. And we really appreciate the example you're setting for the rest of us. So thank you, Ted. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, Greg. Really appreciate it, and appreciate all the things you're doing. Thank you.
All right. You have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'd like to thank Ted for his time and his insight, and we look forward to watching them as they continue to work through this COVID-19 timeframe and how they continue to grow as a company. And hopefully there'll be some more valuable nuggets that we can appreciate from them moving forward. Well, we'd like to thank you for your time and attention for this episode. And if you like what you've heard, please hit the subscribe button down below. Give us a thumbs up. Add a comment or two. That always makes us feel good here. And if you'd like to be a part of the show, or if you have any suggestions for an upcoming episode, please don't hesitate to reach out to me, as I'll include my contact information in the show notes down below. Thank you again for your time and attention. And please, as always, be safe, be a good neighbor, and be kind.